Hey everyone, it is Jessica. Welcome back, everyone. We're in it in the home stretch of things now. Quick reminder: I am doing my internship at I call it a mental health hub because there's a lot of different services that happen. Substance abuse, community support team. There's an MAT Suboxone medication assisted treatment program for substance abuse. And then there are outpatient therapists for families, children, and individuals. We also now have parenting classes. Anger management is something that's offered, but they're not doing it right now. They don't have the numbers, but long story short, there's a lot of different services that are offered at this agency where I'm doing my internship. The thing that I wanted to bring up this particular video was about termination and endings. So I got to see how one particular therapist did some termination and endings as she chose to move on to a different position right before the holiday season. So she was kind of preparing some of her clients, letting them know ahead of time, hey, I'm leaving the agency. Here are some resources for you. Some of the clients actually did sessions based on endings and how they felt about endings and things like that. So I think she did everyone's a little bit differently based on their personality types, based on their diagnosis, just based on where they were in therapy. Some folks were very new to her. So the transition for some of them was very rocky just because they were just starting to get attached, or maybe not attached, is maybe that's the wrong word. They were just getting used to having her as a clinician. And then some of them it was very swift because they had only seen her maybe once or twice. So she was able to just kind of hand them to the next clinician without a lot of extra work to be done. But then there were some clients who she had been seeing for the better part of a year. And that was a really rocky transition for some of those individuals. A lot of the children that she sees, that was a hard thing for them to be able to digest that she was leaving. Um, I could tell that some people kind of had a inkling that it was going to happen before some of the others. Some of them had more preparation time, and I think she did that with purpose because she just knew that it might be harder for some of them than the others. So it just got me to thinking about, when you're coming to an end of a service for whatever the reason may be, whether it is the person has completed, the service. If it's a program where you can graduate from, like some of our substance abuse programs, you graduate from them. So how do you wrap up? Or, if it was something that the person had a certain amount of hours that they were to complete, like say anger management or something like that, and they completed their hours, what would that last session look like? What type of ideals would you have for an ending session? So it really got me thinking about that, watching her go through that transition. In the past, I've done things like, creating keepsakes and baskets and little things like that. More so working with children than adults, knowing that this is the end of the service, we're getting ready to step you down or link you to another service or whatever the case may be for the individual. But, working on something to give them something that they could take with them. That has been my whole gear and standpoint since I started doing this type of work. When I know that a service is going to end, making sure that I plan and schedule an ending session and we focus on what's next for the client once I know. But sometimes you don't know that the session is going to end. But when you are prepared, you do know what type of ideals do you all have? What do you all think would be best practice? What have you done in the past? I'm interested to see what new ideas you all can give me about how to end a session with a client or with a group. Groups are fun too. You can definitely do activities with them when it's the end of it. So, yeah, that is my question for this week. What type of termination or end of service ideals have you all used or know about or could suggest? Just because that's something that I think it would be better to plan for now than waiting until the situation happens and having to come up with something. So let me know what you think. Have a good rest of the week.